Hi there. Thanks a lot for staying with us. In time now for News Flash, proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still folks, Papa Pie. And then, of course, we're grateful to Coa Natural Fruit Juice as well, also making it possible for us to have this conversation. There's a lot you can actually get when you enjoy Coa Natural Fruit Juice. It's made right here in Ghana, and every one that you buy goes a long way to support the Ghanaian cocoa farmer. But of course, comes with its rich natural minerals that you definitely need in terms of making sure that you get your day going. And so please grab your one for yourself this day as you go about your daily activities. It's all about the very best to quench your thirst. Coa Natural Fruit Juice is what you need. It's a family thing, so make sure that when you buy more and share with the family, your loved ones out there. It's made right here in Ghana. We're super excited about that. And of course, Franco Trading Enterprise is giving the very best you can ever have when it comes to home appliances. And we're giving you the phones that you need, whether it's Nokia, Samsung, or iPhone, you can definitely get from us. And also your CCTV cameras, you can buy them from us as well. Franco Trading Enterprise says, still phones, Papa Pie. Now, do me a favor by downloading the app. And once you get the app, trust me, you've got everything Franco Trading Enterprise in your hands. And also visit our website. It's www.francotrading.com. And you can also enjoy the very best of Franco Trading Enterprise. Don't forget, we're getting some discounts out there. And this Valentine's, you can just get something for your loved ones out there, whether it's home appliances that you need, your phones, you want to change them, you want to show that person the special love by giving that person that beautiful gift. It has to be Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise says, still phones, Papa Pie. Well, this morning we're getting into conversations about two of them that we want you to be a part of. We're streaming live on Facebook. Our WhatsApp line is active. You can drop your messages over there. We're definitely going to take a look at them. The minority caucus in Parliament is asking the NDC to actually annul the elections at Ayawaso East following the allegations of bribe and also some issues that have come up. And we'll be getting into all of that here on the show. And also, the president has recalled the ambassador to Nigeria, Honorable Baba Jamal, and we'll be looking at that conversation also as well. The OSP is on its way to investigating issues of bribery and corruption in the various elections that we've seen so far, both the NDC and the NPP. We're going to be looking at that also here on the show. But before that, I'm going to run through the newspapers to find out what has been reported, and then we'll get into the major conversations. But don't forget to send us your messages and let us know what you think about them. Now, Daily Graphic is here this morning and is reporting on a few issues. On the front page, of course, it has the Ayawaso East NDC primary over there, and it says Baba Jamal hot. President recalls him from diplomatic duties. OSP party probe vote buying allegations captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Away from that, secure funding to purchase 300,000 tons of cocoa. Buyers Association to government. Cocoa board assures of swift action. Page 13 has got a story on that. Ghana to host 40 under 40 Africa Awards. That also on the front page of Daily Graphic. Now, away from that, let's get into another one that I have over here, which is the Insight newspaper. On the front page, it says, a free movement, development-oriented capital to key to Africa's growth. Julius Debra says so. 24-hour economy authority bill passed. More jobs, economic growth expected. That also captured by the Insight this morning. Ghana Water deploys revenue enhancement teams to curb water theft. And also Venezuela and Iran, oil and survival. Now, facts are sacred. APAC stands by past call for scholarship integrity. That's the Insight this morning. The Ghanaian publisher is also here and it says, delegates swap votes for boiled eggs, cash, TVs, parts, booters, motorbikes in Ayawaso East NDC primary. And that's one of the issues that we'll be looking at this morning here on News Flash. And virtuous ladies of Tampa Bay rescue 6 mothers at Kolebu. And away from that, borderless Africa key to AFCFTA success, APD 2026. And that's the Ghanaian publisher this morning. Away from that, let's get into the daily guide. And the front page, it says, vote buying rocks Ayawaso East NDC primary. Candidates share motorbikes, TVs, cash, butter, cloth, boiled eggs, ice chest. Is the boiled eggs for me? I don't know. That sounds a bit funny. I don't know why, but boiled eggs on election day. That's how we've got into in terms of elections in this country. Kusiani Meko, like Kusiani Meko. I don't understand. It baffles me. Anyway, away from that, security agencies defy orders, tilt Kumasi shoe factory, and Commandant Franco fit for 24-hour economy market. That's also captured by the daily guide. Africa must embrace digital single market. Telecom Group CEO says so. And co-ownership will revive Valco. Gadek CEO says so. And Virtuous Ladies of Tampa Bay supports Kolaba Teaching Hospital. That also captured by the daily guide this morning. So you can imagine. And a lot of people have made, argument over this on social media with regards to the elections and the vote buying and all of those issues. We've seen videos and pictures of some of the items that have come into the conversations, the televisions, the buta, the motorbikes, and all of that. And the question you'll be asking yourself is, how did we get here? Now, this is not just that. And that's one thing we should all know. This thing didn't just start. It's been there. It's been happening. We've spoken about it. We've looked at the threats that it poses to our democracy and all of that. But it continues unabated. And it looks like nobody really thinks about what it's going to do to future generations in terms of our elections. And I am excited. And I hope that something comes out of it. Because the OSP, as we all know, has taken interest in this. And it's not just the NDC, it's both the NDC and the NPP. And he wants to investigate this. And I hope that it's not going to be one of those conversations that begins and never gets any results. Because if we're not careful and we don't take care of this right now, in the future, it's going to pose a very big problem for us as a country. We've seen what is happening in other countries where old men, very old and weary men who are hitting their grave, are actually deciding for people, young people, how they should live their lives. Because they've been able to buy their way into many of these elections, and that gives them that opportunity to just do anything they want to do. I mean, we all can attest to this. And if we're not careful as a country, we may get to a point where we will not be able to solve this problem, because it's gotten worse in different African countries, and that's not what we want to be seeing here. So this issue has to be totally taken care of. And I want to believe that the OSP is not just going to look at this as one of those conversations that just pops up and we run investigations into them and it ends somewhere and we don't get the results that we need. What we're seeing is sad, it's pathetic, it's not acceptable, and we all have to just raise our voices against it. You can imagine in the next 10, 15 years what is going to happen if people will be just giving boiled eggs or maybe even fish, just a single fish, for them to vote for people they don't want to vote for because they've been influenced one way or the other. And that's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. We have no idea what we're going to be using in buying people. If we're buying votes with just boiled eggs now. Yes, maybe television, you say, yes, it makes sense. Maybe, well, motorbike, you say it makes sense. A bag of rice and all of that. But butter, boiled eggs, how much is butter in the market? How much is that? So if people are influenced by this and they are voting for candidates under normal circumstances, they wouldn't have voted for him or her, and they are doing so under the influence of these things that I've mentioned, then we're in trouble. Our democracy is in trouble. Our elections is in trouble. So yeah, it is one thing that we all have to be very concerned about, but we'll be looking at it. So the Office of the Special Prosecutor has launched investigations into allegations of vote buying and related corrupt practices during the New Patriotic Party presidential primary and the National Democratic Congress parliamentary primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency. In a statement issued on Sunday, February 8th, the OSP disclosed that probes have begun into claims of vote buying, vote selling, and sources of funding for the alleged corrupt acts during the NPP presidential primary held on January 31, 2026. Now, the office has also confirmed that it has commenced real-time investigations into similar allegations arising from the NDC parliamentary primary in Ayawaso East on February 7. Now, it goes on and says the investigations focus on allegations of vote buying, vote selling, and the sources of funding of the alleged corrupt acts. A special prosecutor further revealed that a separate probe has been opened into the assault of an OSP authorized officer during the NDC primary. Now, according to the statement, one of the NDC candidates, Jamal, allegedly incited individuals to physically attack the officer while he was serving an investigative directive related to vote buying and selling. And that's the OSP reminded the public that the law strictly prohibits corrupt acts in elections, emphasizing that vote buying, vote selling, intimidation, threats of violence, and acts of violence connected to elections are serious criminal offenses. All right, so that is the OSP statement that was released, and the Honorable Jamal has come out to deny any of the allegations that have been leveled against him. But let's take a video of what has transpired, and then when we come back, we'll look at the guest that will be joining me here this morning.
The NDC's parliamentary primaries in Ayawaso East opened with intense campaigning and jubilation among delegates aligned to the various aspirants.
18 years, so I'm running, man. So no message. Oh, my youth, no. Oh, Jai, Baba Jamal. And don't see, Senyamia, Domna Sakwanya, Baba Dawa. And so, Dobia, you will be a treachery, man.
The candidates themselves not left out.
You can see 37% are undecided. So today, after 4 o'clock, we will see the undecided. They will make a decision, and if it goes our way, Alhamdulillah.
Voting began at about 9 a.m. with heavy police presence in and around the voting center.
We blocked the main road, so obviously we need to check that cars are not coming in. Where should the alternative routes that have been given so that they go there. So
midway through the process, one of the aspirants, Dr. Azindo, accused a rival contender, Baba Jamal, of vote buying.
If you were in this constituency, you have heard that last night it wasn't easy. I mean, people were cutting deals, people were moving here and there, and I think that in a way will eat into my win. But obviously, at the end of the day, what matters is a win.
When questioned over the allegations, this was Baba Jamal's response.
So if you give television sets to people, what is wrong with it when you gift things to people? Is this the first time I'm gifting things to people? I have been, those of you who know me, know that every Christmas, every occasion, every instant, I have put down 2.5 million to give free loans to people.
Then came the time for the counting of the votes. Tension and uneasiness set in among the aspirants. At the end of the exercise, Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria, Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed, emerged victorious, polling 431 votes to become the NDC's parliamentary candidate for Ayawaso East.
I therefore declare Baba Jamal Ahmed as the parliamentary candidate.
AGS commitment for the party, for the community remains unchanged.
The outcome marks a historic moment in Ghana's political history, as it is the first time the wife of a late member of parliament has lost an election while contesting to succeed her late husband.
From Ayawaso East, I'm Stephen Mensah for Joy News.
The election day for the NDC's parliament.
All right, so that's what transpired during the elections, and this is what a lot of people have frowned on. And, well, the honorable member, like I said, has denied all the allegations that have been leveled against him, and we'll be looking at that also here on the show. But the question that I saw people ask on social media is why someone who is occupying the position of an ambassador to a different country put there by the government will decide that he will give that up for a member of parliament position. And I don't know, but I also think that, it's a bit some way, because if you look at an ambassador to a different country, maybe the person might not like the country he's been sent to, but that position carries a lot of weight. So what a tour is in the Parliament House that almost everybody wants to be going there. And that's another question that people are raising on social media. I've read a few on X, on Facebook that, what would make someone want to abandon a position like that just to make their way into Parliament? What exactly is in that Parliament House that almost everybody seems to be very eager in going there? Now, we'll be looking at that also. Maybe it will come in the conversation. But if you've got answers to that as well, you might just also send it to me. Our WhatsApp line is active. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. You can also do so and share your thought with us. And don't forget that this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, Still Funk's Papa Pathy, and of course, also Natural Fruit is also supporting us as well here on the show. And I've got in the studio with me Emmanuel Mettle-Nunoo, and he is representing the NDC as part of the communications team, and we'll also be joined by Ayawaso East, a member for the MPP communication team as well. And Oseko Fiakwa is also going to be joining us this morning here on the show. He's National Communications Director for the Conventions People's Party. I will have Dr. Kwame Asante. He's a political scientist. He will be joining us as well here on the show as well. And Dr. Victor Doke would also join us here. He's also security analyst and international relations expert. He's also going to be joining us this morning. But in the studio right now, I've got Emmanuel Mettle-Nunoo here with me. But I'm going to be looking at the statement that was put together by the OSP with regards to what he intends to do with the probe into those elections. And so it says the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, has commenced investigation in respect of the new Patriotic Party NPP presidential primaries conducted on 31 of January 2026. On the 7th of February 2026, the OSP commenced real-time investigation in respect of National Democratic Congress NDC parliamentary primaries at the Ayawaso East constituency. The investigations focus on allegations of vote buying and vote selling and the sources of funding of the alleged corrupt acts. During the conduct of the NDC parliamentary primaries at the Ayawaso East constituency on 7th of February 2026, one of the candidates, Jamal, allegedly betted attacks to physically attack an officer of the OSP who was serving an investigative directive on him in relation to vote buying and vote selling. Consequently, the OSP has opened further investigation into the assault of the unauthorized officer of the OSP in the performance of his functions in relation to Jamal. The OSP reminds the public that the law prohibits corrupt acts in relation to public elections. It is a serious offense to engage in vote buying, vote selling, intimidation, threats of violence, and acts of violence in relation to elections. And that's the one that has been also issued by the Majority Caucus in Parliament, and they say the NDC Majority Caucus in Parliament calls for cancellation of Ayawaso East constituency primaries and disqualification of candidates. Now, it says the members of the Majority Caucus of the National Democratic Congress NDC in Parliament has become aware of the widely circulated allegations of vote buying in the just concluded NDC parliamentary primary in the Ayawaso East constituency, the Greater Accra region. The caucus wishes to strongly condemn these developments against the background of the agenda to reset the politics of the country. Now, after extensive deliberations on the matter, the core leadership as well as the extended leadership of the caucus has resolved to communicate to the functional executive committee of the National Democratic Congress as follows: that the primary of the NDC organized in the Ayawaso East constituency be annulled immediately, that any candidate who participated in the said primary and has been established to have engaged in this unethical conduct be banned from participating in the subsequent primary after annulment of the election. The NDC Majority Caucus remains committed to restoring integrity to our politics And that's the majority caucus. So let's take a look at what the Honorable Baba Jamal also put together. And he says that my attention has been drawn to a communique signed by the spokesperson of the President and the Minister for Government Communication, recalling me as High Commissioner to Nigeria based on an allegation of vote buying in the just ended parliamentary primaries. Primaries in the East Ayawaso constituency. The statement referenced a similar statement issued by the General Secretary of our party, Fifi Fiavi Kwete, condemning the allegation and calling for an investigation into it. I wish to state categorically that I, Baba Jamal Mohammed Ahmed, have not engaged in any vote buying or election malpractices, and I pledge to avail myself to assist the party in its investigation into the subject matter anytime. I want to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President for the honor done me and the opportunity to serve my country as Ghana's High Commissioner to Nigeria. Finally, I sincerely thank the NDC and the Ayawaso East for the confidence reposed in me to lead them into the main by-elections, which is scheduled for March 3, 2026. And that's the Honorable Baba Jamal Esquire with that statement referencing the president's recalling him as the ambassador to Nigeria, and also some of the issues that have come out with regards to the elections that we've seen. Now, of course, your thought matters to us, and so please do well and send them to us this morning. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. You can also send us your messages here. We say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise and Okowa Natural Fruit Juice. Newsflash is proudly brought to you by these brands, and we're grateful to them. Now, I've also been joined in studio once again. Yaopoku Mensah is here with me. He's the member of NPP Communications team. And I would want to say a very good morning to him as well. And also joining me this morning, I've got over here Osei Kofi Akwa. He's National Communication Director, Conventions People Party. Yaopoku Mensah is here. Very good morning. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
Well, good. I have your grey hair, by the way. I want a few, just a few.
Really?
Yes. So maybe you combine. Oh, there are a lot of grey people here in the studio. This one, every one of them has grey.
I'm surprised I'm covering mine.
Oh, you're covering it. But why are you doing so? Why are you covering it?
Well, it's a way to always look younger, you know.
Oh.
I'm old, eh?
Well, I'm not saying that, but of course, if anybody sees your grey hair, definitely the thing that comes to mind is
you're going old.
You look like Einstein anyway. Albert Einstein. You know, you're that grey.
I know, right? Anyway, but I hope you're good.
Well, we're managing it.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Yeah, everything cool?
Yeah,
good?
By the grace of God, yeah, we are managing in our own small way. We are looking at what the corporate Ghana can offer us as well.
Well, they say there's a lot in the system. I don't know. Maybe Metal has a way of... He says he's looking at how what corporate Ghana can offer.
Well, corporate Ghana is doing so well. If you look at most of them and the kind of things they are doing in terms of giving back to society.
Is that what you are saying?
They're also helping. They're also helping in the recent agenda. So everything is going well so far. If you look at what's happening in government, you look at how disciplined we are, even from the party and in government. So far, it's been good. I think we'll delve more into the matter.
Absolutely. So let's take it one at a time. I don't know what you all saw. We've played a video of it and what was happening over there. I'll start off with you, Mettle. You were there. What did you see and what did you not see?
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. And before I proceed, I'd like to say a very good morning to our church viewers. Good morning to my fellow panelists here, and then the entire crew at Joy Prime. And I'd like to say also a very good morning to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, and good morning to the Managing Director of Boston Energies, Afechi Awuno. Yes, I was there. In fact, I've been in the constituency for more than 7 days prior to the day of the election on Saturday. So I'm very much aware of all the happenings in the constituency and the activities that went on. We had 5 people picking nominations to contest the parliamentary primaries. Along the line, one person stepped down and threw his support for Hajia Amina Adam, Macnaza, the wife of the late former MP. So there are 4 contestants in there. All of them were very strong. You look at the first contestant, that's Ramin Mohammed, that's the constituency chairman. In the constituency elections, the total number of delegates is about 1,080. In the constituency elections, he put over 500 votes to win the chairmanship position. So you see there is not somebody that is a walkover. It's somebody that is well-grounded in the constituency. He's been a youth organizer at the branch level. He's been an organizer, co-opted person at the constituency before becoming the constituency chairman. He's lived in the constituency and they know him very well. You look at Haji Amina Adam, for a long time that the husband wasn't well. She was the one doing the operations when it comes to these elections, meeting delegates. So she's not a walkover as well. You look at her credentials, her profile. She's got about 3 master's degree, the CEO of the oil company, and then all that. You look at Baba Jamal, the one who eventually got elected by the good people of Ayawaso East NDC delegates. Somebody who has, this is 3rd time contesting. He's contested against the late former MP twice, and this is his 3rd time. And if you look at the votes that he garnered, it's not too much from the votes that he got in the last elections. And when he lost the elections, I'll come to that. And then you look at Dr. Yakubu Azindo. This is not his first time also contesting. Now there are issues about vote buying on the day of the elections. But before the day of the elections, all of them were campaigning. They were meeting the branches, they were meeting delegates. And there were lots of things that happened there. They were selling their messages. And the campaign before the day went on very well. And even on the day, it went on very well.
There were no issues of who is influencing who on that night, a night before?
No. On the night before, the candidates were against Chris Corson. You know, Hajia Amina Adam, she couldn't come to the grounds to campaign because according to Islam, a widow could not, there's a certain right.
Which she even requested for, virtual vetting and all that. That was not approved. She eventually went for the physical vetting and all that.
So she was at home and her campaign team were gathering. There were buses that were allocated and then they gathered the delegates. So they conveyed, but she could talk to them at home. So they conveyed the delegates to her house, her residence, and then she spoke to them and sold her message to them. And I think delegates bought into the message very well. And all other candidates were selling their message. The chairman was campaigning on the grounds that he's a grassroots person. He's risen through the ranks, Baba Jamal. And when Baba Jamal lost the last primaries, at the time he wasn't an appointee. These issues of vote buying and influencing of votes and then all that. At the time that, first of all, he lost the primaries before the 2024 general elections. Baba Jamal, and you listen to most of the people that voted for him, they said when he lost, he did not leave them, he did not abandon them. He dedicated about 2.5 million Ghana cedis and gave the women loan. The women got loans about 5,000 Ghana cedis, 10,000 Ghana cedis.
In the constituency.
And that was before he was appointed as a high commissioner. So you listen to most of the people, they're like, we are going to vote for Baba Jamal, he did not neglect us. He's always, even after he lost the elections, at the time he wasn't an appointee. And he gave loans, and most of them had repaid. And then the conditions that when you repay, this time when you come, he was going to give you a higher amount, no interest. And this is somebody who was doing this before he lost the elections. Apart from that, when it's Christmas, when there's the Sanla, and then all these activities, before he was appointed, he was somebody who was giving out to the people. And then the youth, he listened to the general sentiment on the ground. So he was doing that before he even decided to contest. He was doing that before he was even appointed. You look at somebody like the chairman, Ramin Mohammed, that's the chairman, Kila or Chairman Alabi, who has been the constituency chairman. And you listen to the people on the grounds of the day, because we wanted to see the sentiments and then the views of the people. He's somebody who has been helping the party, has been giving T-shirts, he has been donating motorbikes to the guys who are doing the Okada, not necessarily delegates over there. People have issues of school fees. The number of people they said he has employed, and you go around and talk to the people at the branches, they are telling you that this man is very resourceful. He's not a member of parliament, he doesn't have any appointments, but these are the things that he's doing, giving party T-shirts, donating motorbikes, helping people to pay school fees and then all that. That's the chairman for you, not an appointee. You look at somebody like Dr. Azindo. He's a private medical practitioner, and the first time he entered the race at the time, he was giving about $100, not this, I think about 4 years ago, he was giving about $100 per delegate. At the time he entered
for them to vote for, or just...
No, before, when he was going around. But at a point in time, he couldn't do all. He was giving $100 at a point in time. he couldn't anymore. Then he now has to...
So this thing has been going on.
So he was doing that before.
Almost everybody has
Doctor did that about so many years back, about 5 years back when he contested the first time. This is not the first time Dr. Asindo...
Yeah, that's expressing genuine concern about the people and helping
Asindo is
getting into elections. But that has been the norm. That has been the thing on the day.
Yeah, so now we as politicians, we must look at... So what happened on the day that everybody is talking about it was a result of, I think it was one of the timing of the time that Baba Jamal gave out the TV sets. So at the point where the TV sets were given out and where the voting was taking place and where the media was, it was 32 inches. So some of the people carried the TV set. It was not across board. The TV sets that was given. You must state it was not just across board.
So it was specific people who had...
Some few people who I think that were very close to him and who he felt were very committed. And then he gave out that...
What was the purpose? Was for them to feel he cares for them?
I think it was supposed to come earlier, but then I think he arrived on the
day of the voting.
But delegates, when it comes to delegates elections, people will feel that if they don't get it before the results are declared and all that, they might not be able to get it. And some of them, the problem, when they got the TV set, they were holding it to the voting center. That's where the media and everybody was over there. But then I like the stance the party has taken. The General Secretary of the party, the National Democratic Congress, we've shown commitment, we've shown to the people of Ghana that we are not just resetting the government, but we're also resetting the party as well. We've issued a statement to condemn it. They've set up an investigative committee to check out, investigate the matter and see if any wrongdoing had occurred. And then the necessary punishment, if so, is able to be evidence adduced to it that will meter the punishment. The government...
So it was glaring that there were these things shared on the day. He is denying it.
No, he didn't deny it. He said it was a gift. And then...
Well, the statement he said he has not been involved in any wrong.
Yes, he has not been involved. The fact that you gave out a gift doesn't mean that you bribed somebody. And I also have to state this point very strongly, that if you look at the delegates in Ayawaso East, they are not people whose conscience can be bought by money or gift. You know why I say that? Before the day of the elections, the popular pollster, the man of the moment in Ghana, Musa Dankwa, had already conducted polls already and given the outcome of the result before the day, about a week before. And the predictions of Musa Dankwa were not too different from what happened on the day. The predictions of Musa Dankwa, at the time, they are not the issues of whether TV sets or the things that were shared are not okay. And that was the decision and the mindset of the delegates. And it's not too different from what happened on the day, the results that were announced. So I'm saying that the delegates and the conscience of the delegates of the people in Ayawaso East cannot be bought and couldn't have been bought by or induced by some of these monetary stuff or these allegations that are going on. That is why His Excellency Baba Jamal, now candidate-elect for the NDC, was saying that the fact that he has given gifts doesn't mean that your conscience has been bought. And looking at all the scenarios and what I've just said right now with the polls that Musa Dankwa conducted a week before when all this is not happening, it's not too different. And clearly you can see that what he's saying is true. And he did not even give it across board because there are about 1,080 delegates. And I'm not even sure he shared out to about 20 television sets. The media people who were there could attest to the number of people who brought television sets over there. But just because it's an election and people carry TV sets to the voting grounds, of course it's going to make news, which we must investigate. Okay. And I'm sure the investigation is going to come out with all these results. The number of TV sets, whether it was within his whether it was because to buy the conscience of the people or not. But we as NDC have condemned it. The government has shown the way by recalling his position. And then investigations are going to be done. A committee has been set. And we'll all get the results.
All right. I'll come back to you again, but let me go to Yao. Yao, your party has been there before. In fact, the OSP included your party to the investigations.
Let me say good morning to yourself and to my co-panel members and to the general public. It's interesting times, especially looking at what transpired at the NDC choice for a candidate for the by-elections ahead of us. And looking at the whole issue surrounding this whole process, you come to think of one aspect, or even if you want to take a look at it from the government perspective, from the political party's perspective, from the candidate himself and the other candidates, it stands out clear. There is some hypocrisy in the system. As simple as that. Items shared, we all know. But you ask yourself, why single out one individual for blame as to the definition of vote buying? Again, you look at the timing of a so-called recall of Baba Jamal as the High Commissioner to Nigeria, while there are other contestants with similar appointments in this whole process. Now again, you look at the role of the minority, especially a day to the elections, a donation of what, 100,000?
Majority.
Yeah, majority.
It's a minority.
So, majority, okay, thanks for the correction. A donation of 100,000 to a candidate in this whole process. And you look at the whole commentary around it, the statement from the president plus the party goes to know that there was an established candidate that couldn't win the process for them. And therefore, this whole conversation about we stamping our authority on vote buying, rigging system, etc. All that can be said, and when you put that into a proper perspective.
And which candidates are we looking at?
Oh, but the established candidate.
Which is?
The Hajia is the established candidate.
That's what the party wanted?
That is what it is. That is what the presidency wanted. That is what the presidency was looking at. And that is where the hypocrisy comes in there. And then there is a difference between hypocrisy and throwing principles away. And I think what we need, we political actors who are watching all this process, need to question the presidency of why this timing of a so-called recall and a certain call for a cancellation of this whole process.
There has been allegations against
Allegations of what? Allegations of what? Among all the candidates, why single him out for the OSP? Can they tell us that none of them paid out anything to any individual? Because we had motorbikes, etc. We had everything that transpired. And I've seen videos of display of money.
By other people apart from Baba Jamal.
Exactly the point. So you get to understand that. So what is the friction between the candidature of Baba Jamal and the presidency of the government? And I begin to look at it from the male's loyalist with regards to this whole process. And I strongly believe that Baba Jamal tilts towards the end of where Koko Anyidoho is. And therefore, that total dislike for his candidature in this whole process, and at the end of the day, becoming a member of parliament, which do not inure to the benefit or the interest of the government of the day, which is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And therefore, this whole conversation, this whole scheming up against him, calling him names, and again, eventually the call for the cancellation of this whole process. And that is what I think we need to start interrogating. What is the motive behind that? And if we are getting that answer, then we are so clear as to the path in which the party has decided to take. Now, if you look at all the issues, dotting it out, and begin to single out and look straight deep into it, let us not play the ostrich game and begin to paint a picture that we are seeing this for the first time, especially in the NDC. And last week, was it last week on this very platform, similar incidents which were reported by the media, etc. Even during the election of Fifi Kwete, etc. I cited a video from City TV where in Central Region, delegates were counting how much they've received from individual candidates for that particular process, and why Broja Jeffrey lost out in the youth organization race because he was not paying. So if you put them together, we are not seeing this for the first time. But why are we so fixated on Baba Jamal?
Well, that's a general thing. We've also seen that in the NPP as well. So that conversation. No. Yeah, we've seen this before in various political parties. So as for that,
they're fixated on a certain candidate.
I mean, of course, we've seen.
I'm calling for the annulment of the election.
Maybe we've not gotten there yet in terms of the.
So that is why. Listen. I, for example,
it's not new. We're seeing this. Both parties have done this.
I, for example, can put out myself for any contest within my political party. And I don't think nobody will fault me for paying TNT to any individual, helping out or giving out food or water. It is part of the process that we do.
So it's the excesses that becomes a problem?
It is part of the process that we do. But my bone of contention has got to do with the stance of government. and the call by the majority in parliament for the total cancellation of the process.
It's not the right thing to do.
No, in terms of what?
This is somebody who represents us in a different country. You don't think so?
No. Then they need to go back. What they've done, how they got to parliament. We all know.
They went through similar thing to get to parliament.
They did worse. We all know what they did and where they've got into now. And I think the system is just after Baba Jamal. As simple as that. And we need to appreciate it. The system is straight away just after him. And that is why I'm saying that from what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, I think, with all sincerity, the established candidate lost. And the government is not happy. And I believe strongly that the candidate who won is not in the good books of the President of the Republic. And therefore, he doesn't want him there. And therefore, we should find every means possible to take him out. Everything that transpired on that day, all the candidates did same.
The MPP would have done different in this situation.
This is not about the MPP.
I'm asking. Let me ask. If you had somebody who is occupying a position as high as what Baba Jamal was occupying, which is representing Ghana in a different country, and allegations of such have been leveled against him, you're saying that the NPP, if we're in government, would have watched this happen?
Allegations of what? Allegations of what?
Corruption, buying votes, and all of that, to the extent that the OSP... No, I'm just saying, you put yourself, if the NPP was in this position, and don't forget, he's a representation of the government in a different country, the NPP would have watched this happen?
Please, let's not color it with whatever he's occupying. He's a government appointee, just like Hajia. Hajia, I believe, says on the Hajj board. He also
that's different from
They all received green letters, true or false? They all received green letters as a means of appointment, the appointing instrument. And therefore, the level of accountability cannot be seen to be on the dictate of one individual. It should be across board. And we are looking at misconduct, true or false? That is basically what we are looking at. And that misconduct can not only be at the doorstep of Baba Jamal, including that of Hajia, because they all paid they all gave out something. He was there. He was there. He even mentioned how previously $100 being shared, etc. And I've cited videos of women with bundles of money displaying out before cameras, telling us where it's coming from. And therefore, if we are looking at misconduct, why single out Baba Jamal? That is a question that we should be asking. And if we want transparency in this whole process, then we need to put all of them together and begin to refer them to that very institution that has been mandated to do this. And when we do that, then we will know that the principles governing this whole process is genuine. And if we are not seeing that, I do not have any single doubt that the system is just after Baba Jamal. And the system just after Baba Jamal is not just a coincidence. And that is why I'm equating him with where Kwaku Anyidoho sits currently. Because ask yourself, if Kwaku Anyidoho puts himself for any activity in the NDC, how will the system treat him?
Well, he doesn't have a good relationship with the party.
Exactly the same thing. The same thing. Because I've listened to videos of Baba Jamal, how he has been helpful to the constituency, loans given out to women, paying people's fees, etc. As a gesture to the constituency prior to the 2024 elections, giving out motorbikes, etc. And at the end of the day, in the video saying that the elections was over, then we all come together, serve the interest of the party, etc. And now there's a process for him to be part of it. He goes in there, he wins the elections, and the government says, no, you cannot have that. On the basis of what? If the government then was interested in whatever transpired in terms of principles, having a level playing ground for everybody, then the government shouldn't have waited for the process to end before he recalls Baba Jamal.
That should have been done before the election itself.
But immediately he declared his intention to contest. The same thing applies to other appointees who came up for this very process. That principle should have been established earlier.
Okay.
Now your candidate lost. The whole government machinery, including an arm of government, the majority end, says that the whole process should be cancelled on the basis that Baba Jamal has won an election. Do we do this in politics? When did we have this kind of process within our body politics?
So all those issues and allegations do not count.
No,
when it comes to you.
It is specifically to serve a certain interest, and that certain interest is seeking for a process to get their very candidate in there on the basis that the person who is coming, we don't like you.
Okay, yeah, I'll come back to you again. Let me have a second of Kofi's thought on that, and then I'll come back to Mettle as well.
Yeah, very good morning to you and your cherished viewers. Very good morning to the Convention People's Party. It's a party both in the regions, constituencies, polling stations where we've started working on, and then electoral areas as well. I'm confused, really. I mean, all of us sitting here at the table, whether we support corruption or we against it. That's my brother here from the NDC, what he saw, because he was there. And he ended up narrating to us the background of all the aspirants, this is persons, that and all that. Okay, and then he went ahead to even aggravate the situation by telling us that that's the stock and trade of the NDC. Because this is not even the first time this has been done. Somebody went round and was paying dollars. Could that be the reason why some time ago the dollar was appreciating more against the city? Is that a question?
But that was before elections.
Doesn't matter.
Way before the elections.
It doesn't matter.
5 years before.
It doesn't matter. Crime has no expiring date. And I think that the special prosecutor should call our brother here and then ask him more questions. Because those people who want to corrupt our system, okay, induce people to put them in positions must be fished out. And our brother here, I think, is in the position to help the OSP and the Yoko boss to do that. What happened at Ayawaso East is very shameful. And we must all condemn it. What happened there should not ever happen in any constituency. Especially from a political party that believes in probity and accountability. Me, I've lived through the years. I saw the coup days. People were shot for less. People were killed for less. People were killed because they have toilets in their homes. People were killed because they have 50 Ghana cedis. People were chased out. My uncles and my people suffered. Today, somebody from the same stock, the probity and accountability stock, is inducing people to vote for him publicly. He's not even ashamed of it. And now that we are trying to name and shame, my brother Pokumens, I'm very disappointed this morning. Baba Jamal, establishment candidate, whatever it is, we don't care. Everybody has an establishment candidate. In your political party, Baumia was the establishment candidate. In 2023, he was the establishment candidate. And in 2026, he is the establishment candidate, and he's won. Political parties, I keep saying, are marketers. Okay? If you want me to market a product, and I think the product is not sellable, I have the right to tell you that, look, my friend, this thing no go. So let's do this thing. So if a political party settles on a candidate and say like, oh, look, I like your face, I like your hair, I like your demeanor, I like the way you talk and communicate, I think that you can leave the party. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? So a marketing company always go for the selling product. So that one is not even the case. Now,
and that's on the issue of Hajias being the preferred candidate.
But I don't even have facts, okay? Because I'm not a member of the NDC, so I don't even have facts whether...
But based on what he said...
No, but the point is that he's an MPP member.
Okay.
You don't take his word for it, all right?
So I cannot really
based on rumors,
see what.
Okay? So it's just speculation.
So why the withdrawal? No. Why the call for withdrawal?
But the point is that I sat here with Feli and said that I'm very disappointed in the president. The moment Baba Jamal declared his intention to contest, that's when he should have been sacked. You were with me on the show.
But that is the point.
There are so many NDC members
that is the
who
point.
still haven't got appointment. You have got an appointment as High Commissioner to a country like Nigeria. All right? and you decide to abandon posts, all right, and then come back to Ghana to contest for a position of parliamentary candidate, not even an MP, parliamentary candidate at the primary. Now,
yeah, because it's not an MP yet. I mean, he has to
but my point is that why risk it? All right. To me, if you ask me, the reason why Baba Jamal came all the way from Nigeria is because he's got so much money that he didn't know what to do with it, and he wanted to come to Ghana and show that he's got money, and that is what we're seeing.
How much did he spend to guarantee that he has a lot of money?
I'm coming there. First of all, he talks about there's fixation of Baba Jamal, let's crucify him and all that. I have seen a video, and I'm ashamed of the press release by Baba Jamal. I've seen a video where he self-confession by Baba Jamal, saying that me, I am the gift man. Everywhere I go, gift go flow. And that everybody knows that every point in time, I gift people.
And this was when, the video was when, what was it recorded?
During the elections.
During the elections?
Yes. He was asked why he's selling TVs. And his response is that, I'm the gift man. Everywhere I go, I share gift. I'm Santa Claus. I'm for the Christmas, okay? And so anybody who sees me has this gift to take away. And to me, that's shameful. And that's, okay, is self-admission of the fact that, yes, he is sharing the TV. But the point is this. We all who give gifts, particularly on festive seasons, do so when the festive season is due. For example, if I want to give sugar, okay, to my Muslim brothers, I'll do it during the fasting days. Okay, if I want to gift a sheep or something during the Ramadan, the Eid, all right? The Christians will do same during Christmas and all that. Baba Jamal should tell us which occasion call for this channel TV televisions.
Election.
You should tell us exactly. Now that is open inducement, and I congratulate and clap for the majority for the bold decision they've taken. As a matter of fact, I was very ashamed, but when I saw and you read it, I'm like, okay, now they are back on track. This is the way to go. They should nullify the whole elections. It stinks. It stinks of corruption. It stinks of inducement. It stinks of vote buying, trying to buy the conscience of the people. That should not be allowed in this country. Because you know what? If this is what elections are all about, people can be bought with 32-inch color TVs and all those things. Then I need to run, a drug cartel. And if I get money, okay, pay people off and they make me president. We should come to the understanding that we put people in positions not because they've got money, not because they are handsome or what, but because they are competent and can run the country to the benefit of you and I. I call the Baba Jamal elections the supposed victory color TV binti.
That's how you call it?
Yes, that's why I call it color TV binti. Because if you look at all indications and all that, okay, the man saw that he was losing. And so had to do something dramatic. And the funny thing is that the delegates who collected the TV were collecting the TV after they have voted. That should also be investigated by the CID. Is it the case that the people had to vote and take a picture of it and go and show him, Baba, I voted for you, now my TV? Is that what it is? There are so many questions that are left unanswered, and we need answers to that. But what I'm telling Baba Jamal is that he should be ashamed of himself. He's a long-serving member of the NDC. He's a political party fanatic for a long time. Okay, he's been a member of MP for Akwatia. Okay, he's been a deputy organizer, deputy secretary. He was even former deputy local government. If I remember quietly. So I don't know.
Let's rub off all the hard work he's putting.
What hard work? If there was hard work, and then that even lead me to question what they were saying that Baba Jamal is good. He has been giving loans to
because he seems to be very.
No, let's all be honest with ourselves. Okay, 1 + 1 is 2. It's not 4, right? If Baba Jamal has been so good to the people, going to them in their terms, in their days of needs, all right?
Yeah.
And has been sorting them out, loans, motorbikes, and all those things. Why would he have to give TV? Why would he have to give TVs? Okay, to these people on the day of elections, not even on the eve of elections. Even if it was on the eve of elections, I mean, it's understandable. And why did he have to also do it openly? Why did he have to do that? I haven't heard Hajia or any of the aspirants claiming that, yes, I paid this amount of money. But I have heard Baba Jamal admit that, yes, I gave the TV. Yes, I give them the money. Because with me, Baba Jamal, there's always a gift around. And to me, this thing should not be left off. President Mahama, this is what the Convention People's Party wants you to do. First of all, we want the Auditor General to audit the books of the Nigerian High Commission. Baba Jamal, we haven't seen him distribute TVs to NDC members. Now, he is distributing TVs to people, giving money. And it all happened after he had come down from Nigeria as the High Commissioner. So we want to know all the budgets that we have been sending to our High Commissioner in Nigeria. How has he been using it? So the Auditor General should audit his books. That's number one. Two, Remonata, don't sit there. Your colleagues are acting. All right? The OSP has done his job. We also have to find out where those monies are coming from. And Yoko, that's your job. Raymond, my brother, that's your job. Okay? So you also invite Baba Jamal and find out, Baba Jamal, that's your money. I mean, as far as we are concerned, because it remains allocated until it is proven. Yeah. Right? So the point is that where is the source of this money? Who are your financiers? We want to know them. We want to unveil them so that there can be clarity. Again, the Convention People's Party is asking the NDC to suspend Baba Jamal. He has defamed your famous probity and accountability. He has shown that he can corrupt people. He is inducing people publicly. And it's a ridicule to the NDC government. And from President Mahama, thank you very much for recalling him, because you said any appointee who put your party and your government into a scandalous spotlight, you are going to fire that person. And I think that this is what you have done. But it's not enough. Get the Auditor General to audit the books and let's find out whether he has not played any funny tricks with the budget that has been located to the commission. Again, the NDC too, don't sit there. You have a long-standing principle, okay, that people should be accountable. We should probe it and all those things, leading to probity and accountability. This thing is shameful. It's an indictment. And I'm glad that the majority has taken a lead. Okay. Take a cue from it. Make sure that Baba Jamal is sanctioned. He should be suspended and dealt with. And this should serve as a deterrent to any political party who claims to be for the people, especially we on the left side, the socialists or the social democrats, they call themselves, that when it comes to going for positions, work hard, talk to the people, be competent. I am not against giving people money, okay, for their TNT and food. I'm not against it, because at the end of the day, you are calling people to come to you to stop whatever they are doing, their jobs and everything. You understand? What I am against, okay, is the display of this inducement, because let's ask ourselves, if I say that you've come to vote for me, and so I need to compensate you, is the color TV a bottle of water? Is it the water? Is it a choose after? Do you understand my point? So this clearly is an inducement. Why give color TV on the day? What is the correlation between color TV and elections? Tell me about it. Well, do you understand? There should be a connection. If I give you money, okay, then I say, after all, you came with a car. Maybe you need a fuel. Maybe you came with a public transport. You need to pay your TNT and all that. But color TV, color TV, okay. Of all the politics you have done in this country, color TV.
Okay, Osekofi, thank you. Let me go on Zoom and speak to Dr. Kwame Asante. He's a political scientist and head of Center for European Studies, University of Ghana. Good morning, and I hope you're good.
Good morning, my brother. I'm good.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful, Doc, for your time this morning here on the show. This, in our democracy, basically where it's headed, inducement and allegations of bribe, corruptions in elections. I know it's been there for a while, but why are we continuing to do this?
Because we want to continue to do this. The hypocrisy of the Ghanaian society is what we are seeing here. The issue of inducement not start today, as you rightly pointed out, but we are seeing, or people are taking the conversation a notch further. Simply because we as society, we have acquiesced to it and then allow them to take or to have a field day when we talk about issue of what inducement and monocracy and all that. Tell me which of the political parties is not guilty of this. Tell me. And then what has come of it? As soon as there is an issue, they talk about it and then they sweep it under the carpet. And then it resurfaces anytime there's election. In fact, a day to the night before, the eve before any election, monies and a lot of things are shared to people. And what happens? We have seen, you and I, we have seen on TV where people are going to vote and people are distributing rice and people are giving money. And what is annoying, sometimes they tell you, oh, we give transport. If you are somebody is going to exercise his right, do you have the right to give him any transport? Where is it written? I mean, we have allowed that. And today, here we are. You know, in politics, one thing people forget is that there is reward and punishment. We are being punished today for what we have been doing. So, for me, it's no news. It's not news at all.
Yeah.
Because the political class are so hypocritical. And we as a society, we are gullible and we have slept over our rights. And then instead of us using, our minds and then decide which policies, which issues we want to listen to, we rather follow money. So they come and no campaign, no message, no issues discussed, but then they throw to us goodies and we are happy. It's a shame.
In terms of benefits, what does this do to the constituencies or the ordinary person, the innocent person who find themselves in the constituency where they believe a certain individual could have done better, but that process has been induced in a certain way and making someone else, taking over? What does that do to our politics?
We lose real candidates and real leaders who will fight for the interests of the ordinary man in the constituency. We lose them. We lose issues that need to be discussed and solution found to them. We lose that. Above all, we lose our very essence of as a society, and then we lose the foundation of our democracy. In fact, our activities pose great threats to our democracy, and we don't care a hoot about it. People will go take inducement, take money, take whatever you can think of, and then even come and brandish it in public. This person gave this person gave this, and then what happens? Democracy is driven by ideas, it's driven by issues. Anybody outside this realm, you are not in politics. You are on the marketplace selling goods and services, and not democracy.
The majority caucus in Parliament have condemned this. In fact, they've asked for the cancellation of the elections. How does this come to you?
I am only listening, but look, it is much ado about nothing. I'm saying that, I'm throwing a challenge to them that, of course, not everybody, but are the parties not aware that certain individuals go for elections and then they induce people? Can any of the political parties in this country put their hat in their hand and then say that, look, our members from A to Z don't do that? Of course, you can get certain individuals who don't induce anybody. That is a fact. But those who induce, they are well aware of them. Well, what have we told them? This is not to say that the issue we are discussing now, I am supporting it or not. But the stark reality is what I'm pointing out.
There is the art commendable, despite the fact that maybe it's been long overdue, because we've seen this happen severally. Coming from them, where they said they could have just let this, go without anybody saying a word.
No, they can't. They need to act for the public to see that they are acting. But as to whether
so this could be fake too as well. Well, faking it as well. Let me put it in that way.
No, I wouldn't go on that trajectory. That is fake. No. But I'm saying that would they have the political will to sanction, to deal with people? Are they ready to call names? The last election, what happened? Can anybody within any of the political parties say that he did not induce anybody? Those who can say yes, we are with them. Those who cannot comment, they should explain why. The Ghanaian society must set up and then reject people who come to them with inducement. Because you see, politicians, we see them as servants. Is that not so?
Yeah.
That's how they portray themselves. And that's how they should be. And can you imagine in your home that you said you are going to have a servant, somebody coming to serve you, and that person comes in and then gives you what? Induce you with a bag of rice, with a car, with this, with that. Would you trust that person as a faithful servant? That's the situation we are confronted here. That those we regard them as servants, they induce us before coming to serve us. It means that there's something wrong with our society. And if we want to really deal with this, we must be firm. But for me, I only listen because I know it is business as usual.
All right, Doc, before I let you go, one of the most significant points in this all, allegations of inducement and all that has to do with student politics, the ripple effect this has on student politics, the kind of young people that we're raising to fit into the positions of these people. Is that threatened in any way?
If you study socialization, and of course political socialization, it is a process where we inculcate values in people from childhood to adulthood so that they don't depart from it and they become fit for purpose in society. Look at our homes. We have seen parents who go around to even buy questions for their children. Mm-hmm. We've seen that. We have seen even schools who support examination malpractices. We have seen that. Then people get to the public place. What do you expect them to do? Socialization, the inculcation of values, the real political ethos, the standard that you and I need to make society better. We have thrown them away from home up to what? Public places, schools, and then organizations. So when they get there, they only take the conversation and not further. That's all. And that is what has brought us this far. All right. So if we are not ready to fix it from the family level to the school, to the church, to the mosques, to the public places, I'm afraid all of our efforts will come to nothing. Yes, we will talk, and it will be a talk shop, but we will not walk the talk. There will not be any workshop.
Dr. Kwame Asante, thank you so much for this morning. I'm grateful. Great. And that was Dr. Kwame Asante. He is the political scientist and the head of Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana. Mettle, there are a few things you want to clarify or maybe you want to add on to it.
Yeah, KMJ. First of all, I would like to establish strongly that the establishment or the presidency was not behind any candidate. If you look at all the contestants over there, you look at the people who actually came down to campaign for the various aspirants, you could find big wigs of the party supporting different candidates on the day on the grounds there. So it's not true. And it's not true also that the NDC party was targeting a particular candidate. In the press release that was released by the General Secretary of the NDC, it did not target any aspirants. And it reads, the heading is NDC condemns the level of bribery in the Ayawaso East primaries and launches investigation. The attention of the national executives of the NDC has been drawn to the widespread incidents, and it goes on. They say the purported to be committed by some aspirants at the primaries in the Ayawaso East constituency. It says some aspirants. The widespread of bribery and allegation purported by some aspirants. It did not target His Excellency Baba Jamal. So if anybody states or asserts that the establishment of the presidency is against the candidature of Baba Jamal, it's a total falsehood. And it's not true at all. It's just something that we should tolerate. Secondly, the government of the day is not against Baba Jamal contesting the parliamentary primaries. When Baba Jamal decided to contest the primaries, he was an ambassador. He was an high commissioner in Nigeria, appointed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. When he was contesting, he came down to contest not today. He has gone through vetting, they've embarked on their campaigns and then all that. His position as a high commissioner was never recalled. His position as a high commissioner was recalled only at the instance where there were videos, interviews that were granted by him that say he had given gifts, that there were some allegations that he was trying to bribe the delegates from voting. That is when his position as a high commissioner was recalled. So again, you cannot say that the presidency of the government is against his candidature. Now the stance taken by the parliamentarians, the majority caucus of the NDC in parliament, the NDC was founded on probity and accountability. And you can see that it has been exhibited clearly, both from the party stance, both from the government stance, that executive, and even from our parliamentary wing. All these three arms I've mentioned, that makes the party complete. From the party side, the general secretary issued a statement. From the government side, after evidence or some allegations, videos, evidence were provided, the presidency recalled the High Commissioner to come back, that he has been recalled. And from the parliamentary caucus, after these evidence had come out, they've also condemned it. So we have all condemned any form of inducement. And I keep saying that, and I'm reiterating that the conscience of the delegates in Ayawaso East cannot be bought. The conscience of the delegates in Ayawaso East cannot be bought. So if you look at the polls.
So those things that were shared didn't influence anything?
It never influenced anything. And again, my brother says that the delegates went to vote before they were given the television set. And that is never true. Delegates did not go and vote before television sets were given to them. Delegates did not go and vote. Delegates did not go and vote. And I know, because he tries to assess the fact that investigations must be carried out to see whether they actually went to take pictures there before they came to collect the. And he wasn't there. And it's just making. Why? He's just making wild and bizarre. He's just making wild and bizarre. He's just making wild and bizarre allegations. And I'm telling you that the media people who are on grounds, and even from Baba Jamal himself in his interview, based on that, he said that he gives gifts every time. And he said that he gives gifts every time. Baba Jamal never admitted that he had given out television sets. He said he gives gifts every time, and if he gives gifts, he doesn't think that it is going to. So when you're speaking as fight,
so Mettle, if those things were given earlier, what would have influenced these people to bring to the crowd?
I'm telling you that Baba Jamal, and he's saying that Baba Jamal admitted the issues were about a 32-inch television. And Baba Jamal, in his interview, talking about the gifts, he never admitted that he had given television sets to any delegate.
But the videos are there.
The videos are there, but he didn't say that he had given. He said he gave gifts.
It was based on the.
He said he gave gifts. He never admitted. He never admitted
those items were all part of the gift.
Okay. Those items were all part. But he said he gave gifts, so he never admitted. That is why, in the wisdom of the national executives of the NDC, an investigative body has been set. And in the issue that has to do with the OSP, that the OSP is only investigating Baba Jamal, and then people trying to paint a picture that the presidency and the NDC government and parliamentary caucus is all against Baba Jamal. It's never true. The OSP in their statements, clearly, you see that they said there was an allegation where a supporter or somebody of Baba Jamal had to attack a member, physically attack a member of the OSP.
Officer of the OSP,
That is why his name came in there. Apart from the fact that they are investigating the general issues that has to do with people trying to induce the voters to go and vote. The reason why his name was mentioned in the name of the in the statement of the OSP had to do with the fact that one of his people attacked a member of the OSP. So then people should stop. And I've seen that from Saturday, they've been trying to paint the picture that the NDC government, the NDC party, the parliamentary caucus, the executive arm are all against Baba Jamal. If the executive caucus and his excellency is against Baba Jamal, he would have been given an appointment. He would have been called immediately. He made the intention to come and contest.
Give me a moment. I'll come back to you again to wrap it up. Before I lose Doctor on the other side. Dr. Victor Doke has joined us also this morning here on the show. He's a security analyst and international relations expert. Doc, good morning. I'm grateful for your time.
Good morning.
Great. As at this time that we're speaking, what happens in Nigeria with that vacant position from His Excellency Baba Jamal's recall?
Well, the earlier question was asking what is happening currently with regards to the vacancy commission there, right?
Yeah, I'm asking that with regards to His Excellency Baba Jamal's recall, what happens with that vacancy in Nigeria in terms of our international relations?
Right. So, irrespective that the diplomats of that will order does ambassador in the country where it's been posted is inactive. It's very active. We have staffs also working there. We have deputy heads who are in charge when the substantive commissioner or the head is not available. So, rest assured, the commission there is very much active with regards to meeting Ghana's interest and then providing information. So these people have not knew that Ghana's position there is inactive or null and void.
And in terms of replacement, is there a process we're supposed to be looking at? Or, like you said, those who are over there are capable of handling, so it's going to be like that for a while. Does it take a long time for that replacement to happen?
Replacement shouldn't take a long time, ideally. Once you have people working there, it is expected that the president would, in a matter of urgency, appoint anybody soon. And this is where some of us have argued for a long time that when you look at appointment regards to the political stance in positions such as this, it becomes a worry because now you have people who have misconducted themselves and out of position. Now you're waiting for another person to be appointed, also a political figure, to head the mission, whilst you can, look at the internal processes in there and then elevate any of those senior staffs who are, supposed to take up positions such as a commissioner. So in the future, we need to look at all these things and then also tie KPIs to any political appointee who is supposed to be a commissioner or whatever, so that if you want or have an interest to go into politics, so that you have to immediately vacate your position and not do it to the extent where they have to ask for you to go, because then every institution needs a head. The head represents direction, ideas, and a focus. So if that process is truncated or blocked, then it becomes a problem. So as a matter of urgency, the president will have to appoint someone as quickly as possible.
The allegations leveled against him and what it means on our international, scene in Nigeria, are we in good standing based on what has been leveled against him?
Well, when you look at the trend across the continent, this is something like a law. Okay, so in Africa, honestly speaking, on my personal view, it won't mean anything. But on the international scene, it tarnishes our image. Why so? Because we've known to be a country that is standing for anti-corruption and all of that. The fight, the narrative that have gone on, the institutions that have been set up and then financed all in the name of fighting corruption, fighting all these deals with regards to appointments and whatnot. So if on the international scene we are not careful, then it tarnishes our image. It tarnishes the image of the president who is seen as championing a cause of anti-corruption and then keeping all his appointees in check. Okay, but on the African continent, I'm sorry to say, most of the appointees and leaders even engage in activities that are not supposed to be. So on the African continent, it changes nothing.
Very well. A big thank you to you this morning for joining us and giving us clarity on that as well.
Thank you.
Great. And that was Dr. Victor Doke, security analyst and international relations expert. My sincere apologies for the clarity of his voice during that interview as well. I think we all struggled a bit, getting to hear him. But let you wrap up.
So, wrapping up, Baba Jamal, there's also the question why Baba Jamal will leave the position of an ambassador, then come to contest for a member of parliament. But what is there in member of parliament that he will leave a juicy position like a high commissioner to Nigeria? It clearly shows you the kind of person that Baba Jamal is. If everybody thinks that high commissioner's role is more juicy than being a member of parliament, it shows you that this man is committed to serving the good people of Ayawaso East. That is why he came down. He's somebody who has contested. I said this about the third time that he's contesting for this position. And even when he lost the elections, that is when he started giving the people the women loan and then people over there. That is when he started giving motorbike for people to start businesses, Okada, and they paid back. These are not free money, but they were interest-free. That helped the people over there. So you see that he has a good role and is committed to serve the people. That is why at this point, I'm calling on all constituency executives in Ayawaso East to come together. I'm calling on all candidates who contested in the just-ended parliamentary primaries in Ayawaso East to come together. We must come together in unison and we must stay focused. The only person we are competing against is a new patriotic party, the Elephant. And they are on the grounds there trying to throw dust into the eyes of the people. The presidency is not against Baba Jamal. The NDC government is not, the NDC party is not against Baba Jamal. The majority caucus is not against Baba Jamal. we want to make a bold statement, because if you look at the economic gains that we have chalked so far in this government, if you look at the success that is the John Dramani Mahama government has chalked, we must consolidate it by this by-election. We must widen the gap that we had in 2024. In 2024, the late Mahama Nazdaturi had 70.85% of the votes, and the MPP candidate had 29.15%. This time we must increase from 70 to about 80% and tell the good people of Ghana that the Ghanaians are satisfied with the performance of the NDC government. So this is now about time. The NDC party has set up an investigative committee. They are going to investigate how many number of TV sets were given, how many number of all these allegations that has come up, and we are going to establish it. But no political party is innocent of any of the allegations that is going on. In the just ended MPP presidential primaries, we saw monies flying around, and the people who could not give some of the monies, they had a list of the votes.
A few questions.
His candidates, Educhum, right? That was his candidate. Educhum. You see, their candidates could not share a lot of money. So you saw the vote, reflected in the vote. Those who were able to share, Educhum and Dr. Komna, Engineer Komna in Japan. So you see that I'm telling you that no party is innocent. No political party. What I'm saying that is that yes, I'm not endorsing. I'm trying to tell you that this is not peculiar to the NDC. Even the MPP happens. Even the CPP it happens. But we must come together to find a way to solve this thing. And NDC is the only political party in the history of Ghana that has set up a committee to investigate such a matter. And we'll get a solution.
You know what? Let me remind you. On Friday, 11th July 2025, I listened to an interview which was conducted on your platform, Joy News, by Jacqueline, with respect to the add-up of, was it Ablekuma?
That's where the confusion rock.
Yes.
It's Ablekuma elections.
The Ablekuma elections. The regional minister was reported to have said that every election there is vote buying. And therefore, if that is the tangent that they have taken,
I remember that.
Yeah, I've seen the big video.
No, it's
just a few days ago that they put that video.
No. That was 11 July.
But I saw it brief surface again yesterday.
Yes. So that is where we need to be dotting the I's as to the paradigm shift with regards to how politics is done, especially by the ruling government. Even in general elections, this is what they do. And evidence is what happened at Ablekuma. And therefore, if it comes to this part, did we call for the dismissal of the regional minister? Did you hear the majority calling for her head?
No.
Did you hear the presidency issuing a statement with that very particular statement that it was distasteful, it was corruption? Did you hear the OSP going in there to investigate whether if indeed vote buying took place on that very election?
But the regional minister said vote buying or the paying of money.
He says people if they are buying vote, others should go and buy same.
No, but he was putting a ticket to you.
No, not check, because he was accused. No, hold on. Hold on. Because in that very hold on, please. He made the fact. He told the world that they were giving out TNT for people to go and vote.
Who said that? The regional minister?
That is what
the regional minister never made that statement. The regional minister never made that statement.
That is what
the regional minister never made that statement. She said that if vote by, look here, you say they were buying vote.
Hold on.
Go ahead. I watched the video. I can give you the video.
Listen, on his X account.
Yes,
on his X account, he says, giving out transport for citizens to go and cast ballots at their respective polling stations, it's not vote buying.
Yes.
Hold on. So what do we qualify to?
Exactly.
Have we all described what vote buying is? Have we all described what vote buying is?
When did it become a norm? There are people going to queue to go and cast their ballot in general elections. Political parties.
What did your party do? What did your party do in Asinof?
When?
What did your party do in Asinof?
Can I come in?
Do you remember what happened in Asinof?
I'll come.
Do you remember what happened in Asinof? On his own X account.
Are you reading from her or his account?
But this is what Ghana Web has reported. This is I can
show you. The regional minister is a woman.
What are you telling me?
She's a woman. That's what he's trying to say. The regional minister is a woman.
Can I?
So if you're reading for a male account,
who is on? Is Linda a male?
No, when you say he,
I'm reading from the account of the regional minister.
So you're reading from
her X account, her X. He says giving out transport for citizens to go and cast their ballots at their respective polling stations is not vote buying. Please, this wasn't an internal process. This wasn't an internal process. Why it qualifies to do, for example, calling people out during this delegate whatever, where we give our TNT, it's quite different from what happens during general elections. And that is what they have demonstrated.
Yeah,
that is what
I was there. Where I was, we did not give anybody money to vote.
Can I come in?
I was in Ablekumanov. Okay. We do not give anybody money to vote.
We
do not give anybody money to vote.
I'm actually.
We do not give anybody money to vote.
You see, let me do this and come back to you. Yeah, let me do this and come back to you. I beg you. And I'll come back to you as well. No, I'll come back to you. We're not done. I'll come back to you. There's some report that I want to take from the constituency, so I'll come back. Sheila is in Ayawaso East constituency. She's getting us some update on the election. So let's take that quickly and then we'll come back. Sheila, can you hear me?
I'm here. Well, so that I was in the best last, you know, so I went up.
Okay, I think we have difficulty with the connection with Sheila. As and when we get it, we would be able to let you also get a feel of that. But yeah, wrap up for me. Then I'll come to you. We're not done. You have your tape. Right. Don't worry at all. Yeah.
So the point is that what is happening, that is what, my whole issue has got to do with the hypocrisy of what...
You still insist that this is a targeted thing.
Exactly the point. Now... That is what
Okay, give me a moment. Let me get back to Sheila right now. I'll come back to you. Sheila, if you can hear me.
Well, thank you. Now, general.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. We're still trying to see if we have a better connection with Sheila. Yeah, wrap up for me.
Yeah, so putting everything together, it is not as if the president is purporting to be looking at a saint element, fighting corruption, etc. That is not the case. The case is that the person who won isn't in the good books of the government.
That's not true.
And therefore,
that's not true.
And therefore, whatever...
On what basis?
That's not true. You're not a member of the party. That's not true.
All the 5 aspirants gave us something to the delegates.
So you don't understand why one person
exactly
is
the point. Especially when we saw saying on the 11th of July, a statement by the regional minister. We never had any statement from the majority or the president.
That is not true.
Condemning that very statement.
That is not true. I read the statement of the NDC.
This is her war. This is her war.
That's your assumption. That's your assumption. So yeah, this is your assumption of the case.
The statement was clear on her war, giving out TNT.
Which one are you talking about?
Giving out TNT for people to go and cast their vote at the Ablekuma end. Now we've seen a graduated element of that very particular act, giving out from eggs, from TV sets, money, rice, cowbell products, etc. All as part of this whole process. Now we are crying out as to the level of corruption in this very particular process where we neglect the other one. If we want to make headway, then we need to start going deep into everything that happened at the Ablekuma end, which is fresh in our face.
As well as your presidential premise. As well as your presidential premise.
Please. Which is fresh in our face, plus what happened just this weekend. Then we will know the seriousness with which the presidency attaches to some of these issues that come from the benefit to this.
Very well.
Else, if we don't see this, then please, the president should stop disturbing our ears.
Very well. Kofi, let me come to you. Your take on that.
You see, it gets disappointing when people like Dr. Santi, a researcher in political science, to the highest order, to end a PhD, comes out to say that all political parties give money. And so we are all hypocrites and all those things. When there's the need to name and shame, there's an issue at hand. Let's speak to it. Right. Now, let me reiterate. I am not against giving money to delegates as their feeding, as their transport, in order to facilitate or aid them to go and then perform party activities.
Dr. Ansah disagrees with that.
That's why I'm disappointed. You know, he's a doctor, he's a researcher, okay? The fact of the matter is that political party players do not draw salaries. Do you take money from a party? No, I don't. He doesn't. That's my point. And then you are asking him to abandon whatever he is doing, okay, to come and work for the party for a day. And you don't worry about his well-being, how he will feed his family, whether he will make it because he has a car or not, whether he has a transport.
That's your constitutional right. You can't do it with or without.
But the constitution, the constitution is not against, okay, tooling people so that they perform their constitutional rights.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute, please. I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. Let me try that. I'll come back to you. Please give me. Hold your thought for me, please. Forgive me. Sheila, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, Cam.
All right, let's give it a try again and see if
and so he paragraphed that but the mouth he was acting the way out. People, President Muhammad as the High Commissioner in Nigeria. Also, majority caucus in Parliament, led by Muhammad Ayarida, is asking for an annulment of the elections because of allegations of vote buying. Baba Jamal has come out to publicly deny any allegations of election of practice. And so as Ayawaso East trying to find out from constituents what they make of the elections. However, going forward on the 3rd of March, these voter confidence could be affected. Good morning to you, Baba, and thanks again for talking to us.
Good morning.
All right.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
For what I've seen that peacefully, the police have done they control the country. About the vote.
So what do you make of President Mahama recalling Baba Jamal's position as the commissioner to Nigeria?
It's a good step. I give 20% to the president for that. Signal the near future. Vote by stop. It's not clarity. Because when people are do that, those who are right without protect protection. Do that money not for the that's why.
So you were here on Saturday. Was there? Can you vividly tell us that truly there was an issue of vote buying?
So what I can see, you are and I'm told I did not say anything. I just agree more to the constituency.
As a constituent of Ayawaso East, are you satisfied with the outcome of the elections, having Baba Jamal to lead, in the upcoming by-election?
And there's no any choice. Once you have been elected, it's a government, it's a letter, it's a letter by the masses. So it will play out. It's not work, it's a community. You have a problem, housing problem, sanitation problem.
All right, so that's my colleague Sheila in Ayawaso East, bringing us some update after the elections on Saturday. Yeah, sorry about that. You were on the TNT with Dr. Ansah.
So I'm saying that when it comes to fact finding and research and all those things, perhaps Dr. Santos should come back to the political party, to the street, and find out what the real, thing is. Because I think that he is living in some sort of wistful world, fantasy. Because the point is, like I said, political players do not draw salaries or allowances, all right? And it is more of, what's the word I'm looking for? It is more of voluntary assistance, all right? And so if you decide to call on someone to come and perform a party duty, it is only fair that you retool that person.
Is that not what has graduated into what we're seeing?
No, okay, wait a minute. Like I said, I've never seen any of the aspirants admitting that they share money. If they share money, I will not fault them. Do you know why? Because they are asking the delegate to stop whatever they are doing to come and assist them to do party work, okay? But my question is that, what has a 32-inch color TV got to do with elections? That's the question.
That's a gift someone can also
sell.
But
the point is that you never had any time. You never but that's not TNT. That's
well, if you give me TV set and I decide I want to sell it because I use my own TNT, it's still the same.
This is it. You see, there's a time frame for operations. Okay, I've been organizer all my life. You understand? There's a time frame for operations. I'm saying that within a period of 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, you have to perform this duty and leave. And you are saying that I have to pay you with color TV. I go to sit on it and fly. I go to drive it. I go to eat it. I go to
sell it.
No, but the point is that in between that operational time, that is where the inducement is coming. In between that operational time, anything that you cannot use to facilitate that operation is inducement. That's my point. If I give you money, okay, and you're saying that I will need Okada, I will need a car, okay, I will need Uber or whatever, so I need money to pay for it. Fair enough. Okay, I'm hungry and I will need food to eat before I can perform this function. Fair enough. But if you give motorbikes, cars, and then TVs, that is clear case of inducement. And I'm saying that people like Dr. Sante, to be realistic, all right, to know the difference between buying votes, okay, and then aiding people, tooling people to perform a certain task. Now, my brother, if we are all against facilitating party faithfuls, delegates, and all these people to work for the party at a point in time, then we are all guilty. Because I've done politics for a long time, all right? Every election year, 4 years, the political parties, particularly the MPB and the NDCs, they station cars at vantage places, and you are aware of that as a journalist, where they bus people, even from Accra, all the way to the north, to go and vote. Is that vote buying? I'm saying that, look, I want to perform my constitutional rights. I'm a citizen. I want to write, like the Constitution, I have the right to vote. But I don't have a lorry fare to my hometown where I vote. And you say that, look, it's okay. We have a bus that's going there. You can join it. And let me be honest with you. This is my personal experience. There was once upon a time, I put up a van at a place so that people will go and vote, all right, at a certain village. And guess what? I got 0.
They didn't?
Exactly.
Why?
I don't know. You understand my point? These were people who say that we don't have TNT to go to the place to
vote. So they prefer the money.
No, they didn't prefer them. I didn't give them money. Or they were not interested. No, they voted for different candidates. I was a CPP person, all right? I provided a van, okay? You say you don't have TNT to go to that police station to go and vote. So this is the car, all right? I provided a car. And then, they traveled through the car to that place. But when they got there, they had their preferred candidate in heart and in mind. And so they did not vote for my candidate.
Regardless of how much you want to support to go and vote.
You understand my point? But the point is that, so I was thinking to myself later on that maybe I should have let them be stranded wherever they are. But after all,
so they don't vote at all.
So what I'm trying to say is that let's not, throw the baby away together with the bathwater and say that once there's an assistant provided so that a person can perform a certain task, operations within a certain given space of time, that means corruption. We have to look at the nature of the gift that is being given and the correlation between that gift and the operation that's being performed. For example, if I ask my national organizer or regional organizers, okay, to go and perform certain operations and I give them motorbikes to do it, doesn't mean I'm buying their conscience. If I give my regional chairman, okay, vehicles because I have cars, okay, and say that, look, I want to aid you going to all the rural areas to do mobilization or reorganization, doesn't mean it is bribery or inducement. So the nature of what is being given, the correlation between that thing that's being
at that material moment.
At that particular moment. You understand my point? And
Dr. Ansah wants to respond to some of the issues.
I'm going to.
So you learn
I am saying that, they are the academicians, all right? They should reshape the system, okay? Because as it is, like I said, from 2004, since I saw it, all right? People have been bussed to all corners of the country to go and vote in election years. And I don't see anything wrong with that. We have been giving monies to delegates and all those things because they have to stop whatever they are doing to come. And he was saying that in which book is it written that you have to give delegates some money to help them come to a congregated point to vote. What kind of question is that?
Okay, let me get.
What kind of question is that?
Okay, let me get Doctor to respond.
Because the point is that the point is that person you are telling me not to resource, that doesn't get anything from the party. The party doesn't pay the person, and so if I'm in the capacity to say that this is your aid, your TNT, your food, come and perform a task. What's wrong with that? Let's shape that at a point in time, like we said, at that particular point in time, the item being shared. What is the connection between that item and the operation being performed? I think that way we can go for it. And academicians like him should champion that.
Okay. Doc, if you can hear me, kindly go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, please go. I'm listening.
Then my CPP man there, he has missed the point. This is what has gradually developed to this level. Oh, we just give a little TNT. You are talking about TNT. If somebody gives 200 as TNT and somebody gives 10,000 and he tells you, oh, well, the person giving where it's coming from, I'm giving 10,000 so that it's a difficult terrain and he has to go here, and would you complain? Oh, would you complain? Inducement is inducement. But let me just read a dictionary meaning of inducement to you. A thing that persuades or leads someone to do something. All right? In political science, we tell you that any form of inducement can change people's vote. We have heard in this country where people go and give all manner of things, and that alone have the tendency of corrupting the minds of people. The important issues that we need to discuss are thrown away. So we are saying that, look, any form of inducement is no. If the state, we don't have resources and want to organize election, then we must come back to the table and discuss about political party financing. But if you tell me that, oh, the amount involved is so small or something like that, it doesn't influence, but you are worried about television. You are worried about television. Is it not another form of inducement? Look, somebody is coming to vote for you, and in the morning, he has not fed his children. And then you see a car parked somewhere sharing 5 kilograms of rice. Would you call it inducement or not? Please, let us not encourage this. Because the political actors are guilty. Of course, not all of them.
So Doc, his argument is that when you give the person the money, it's compensates for the person's time and all that, but going the extra of rice and all of those things has no connection with what the person is going to do in terms of traveling.
You think, my brother, sorry, you don't know. Go to rural areas.
Yeah.
People come by money, hard money. It takes you weeks, months. So there, when you dole out even 10 cedis, I can tell you without fear of contradiction, I have lived all my life in the village. Look, it can turn things for you. It is also true that not everybody that will be influenced by this. But we are saying that don't start it. Because somebody will take the conversation and not further, and the same very person will complain. You are giving small money. People are giving more, and now people are taking the conversation to what? They've graduated the people to television, to other things, and you are worried. Why are you worried? Are you not the one who started it? Of course, I'm not pointing at him, but I'm saying that those who started it, now they've taken the conversation and not further, and that is what we are saying is no. It's no.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Very well. Thanks for that clarification, Doc. We appreciate it. All right. That was Dr. Kwame Asasa speaking on the issue. You wrap up. You're done.
Yeah. So
he was done.
He's done.
I'm not done. I was wrapping up and he told me Doc is coming.
Okay. So what I say?
Okay. So what I'm saying is that he ends up agreeing to the fact that when you go to certain places, okay, coming by money is very hard. You understand my point? So if the farmer, supposedly is a bad day worker, he goes to the farm and read a day, and then he's given a certain amount of money. And we're telling that farmer who found it very difficult to come by money to stop not going to the farm and come and perform a party activity. And you are telling the farmer at the end of the day that, look, the party thank you for your service. Go home. What do you expect that farmer to feed his family with? How do you expect the farmer to get his lorry fare back? Because you've just admitted that that farmer find it very hard to even come by 10 Ghana cedis. How is the farmer going to find his way back to his village when he doesn't even have any TNT? So that is something he has given. And just like I'm saying, let me reiterate the point. At any particular point in time, inducement should be defined as the kind of gift that is being given and the operation being performed. Are they related or not? For example, if I am going to vote and they give me 5 kg of rice uncooked, what am I supposed to do with it? I'm not a goat to chew uncooked rice. That's my point. If I'm going to, what do you call it, vote, and you give me eggs with kushani moko, what am I going to do with it? You give me 32-inch plasma TV, what am I going to do with it? If you give me sobolo and all those things, they are funny things they are saying.
Those are food. You sobolo and
no. But the point is that, but I'm saying that when I give me sobolo and all those things to quench my thirst, you understand? That's normal. But if you give me something that is tangible, and I cannot convert that into money within that short space of time, that is pure inducement, and we should call it when we say it. Baba Jamal has set a very bad example. He has brought the name of the NDC into disrepute. He has scandalized the NDC, and I'm glad the majority has taken that position. I'm glad the president has taken that position. I'm waiting for the party to suspend him, to make a clear case to every social democrat or socialist to know that when it comes to the people, you cannot openly say that I am the most corrupt person and I have money and can do this. And I'm inflating. The only reason why he came down as high commissioner is because he's got so much money being a commissioner that he wanted to.
And you want us to investigate that?
So openness. No, but this is pure for us to see. Baba Jamal has contested a lot of elections in this country. When did he share 32-inch plasma TVs? I've never seen that. This is my first time. And it happened at the time when he has returned as the High Commissioner to Nigeria. And we are saying that the Auditor General should audit his books. Yoko, my brother Raymond Archer, this is the time you invite Baba Jamal to find out who his sponsors are, where he got the money, because after all, he's a public official. Thumbs up to Kesia Jaban and the OSP team. Okay? Thumbs up to President Mahama for acting swiftly. This is the same thing because nobody can accuse you of putting Abu Gapele in prison and leaving Baba Jamal. Okay. So he has done very well. Okay. And I think that we, the political parties, the CPP and the MPP, okay, we should take a cue. Okay. When some of us, one of us misbehave,
when the regional minister is still in office.
The regional minister never said that.
When the regional minister is still in office.
When you are urging people to go and vote.
Okay. Let me read some comments from our viewers and then we'll wrap up. This one says, good morning, KMJ. I mean, Suleiman, we pretend too much in this country. This is not new in our body politics. Baba Jamal did nothing wrong. The establishment candidate lost and the system is out to knock Baba Jamal. The CPP man in your studio is not making today's program interesting. He's just shouting anyhow. Okay. Let me move on to the next one over here and see what we have. This one says that Michael from Springton says, good morning, KMJ. And to your panelists, the issue around Baba Jamal is not his fault, neither to be blamed, because the politicians taught citizens how to receive money or any forms of gift to vote for them. And this puts some perception in the mind of some Ghanaians not to vote without gift. Having said that, unless John Mahama recently is moving towards this direction that no one should give money or any form of gift before voting, the vote buying is in this political space for over 2 decades, and this can only be dealt with by law enforcement or some constitutional provision to condemn this activity as President Mahama has started. What I can tell politicians is if you do good, you do for yourself. If you do bad, you do for yourself. All right, great. That's some food for thought over there this morning. Master Planner says that majority of the NDC MPs and some great and influential leaders do not support Baba Jamal's candidature. That's why they are issuing letters left and right to investigate and to nullify the elections. Choose and pick agenda and qua. That's Master Planner sending in there. Let me go to Pick Farm. And who is there? It says, Hadi in Pick Farm, it says the MPP should give us a break. We saw what happened in Ajuso. People share weed to some youth to go and vote for them. How do you know that was weed that they were sharing? Good morning, everyone. Why only Baba Jamal? Other candidates were paying 3,000 cedis to delegates and giving motorbike to each polling station. While that is less of my problems. The Ghanaian youth are waiting for the 133 jobs, 1 million coded jobs, women bank, and so on. The high cost of living in Ghana now is too much. People cannot pay their rent, water bill, electricity bills, and their children's school fees. Yet the NDC government is using our money to buy votes. Christian from Sandima sent in that as well. This one over here says, good morning, KMJ. Let the majority, including Mahama Yarga and even John Mahama himself, swear and tell us they have never, in one way or the other, induced the electorates. They should spare us the hypocrisy. The simple truth is this: their establishment candidate lost, and what we are seeing now is nothing but bitterness. And that's from Kwaku Baku Jr. in Konongo. Last access is sent in this one, and it says, "Good morning to everyone. The NDC Ayawaso East constituency premier and alleged voting buying is very shameful and should be condemned by all well-meaning Ghanaians. However, the NDC parliamentary caucus, who are calling for the annulment of the results, is a good one, as well as, but which of them can say he or she is not guilty of the same conduct in regards to Honorable MP Joe T. And maybe this one will be the last. Good morning. Let the majority, including, okay, I think I've read that already. Let me see this one from a foreign number. It says, "Good morning, KMG. I hope you're well. I'm great, thank you. I think the political elites in Ghana are the root cause of corruption and rot in Ghana, and the law enforcement agencies have allowed the elections-related corruption to thrive. Even the claims of giving TNT is corrupt. If the parties really want to help transportation, they can organize transport for their people on the day and food in the day. Individuals should not be taxed to do that. I hope this case will draw a line in the sun, and any voter inducement from now on will be strongly prosecuted. Ghana deserves better. Well, Osegofi tried. The people didn't even join the bus in the first place.
Yes.
It's not
always the case.
You put the bus there.
That's why it cannot be termed as inducement or bribery. You understand my point? But the point is, that's why I didn't agree also with my brother that I think the videos are there, so I maybe leave it to it. From what we heard, they voted and then they went for the items. And we want an investigation.
But Mettle was there and saw something different.
But when they asked him what he saw, he was telling us the background of the people. You understand?
Mettle, what was it? Maybe you're wrapping up.
What I'm wrapping up, I'll talk about it.
No, just do it. Our time is
the investigation will bring out exactly what happened.
Exactly.
As to whether anybody gave out TV sets, as to the number of TV sets that were given out, as to whether there was TNT, as to the breakfast, whether there was in Kosiane, Meku. The investigation is going to come out and then we're going to have the report. In fact, this is the first time in the Fourth Republic or the history of Ghana where such allegations of vote buying and inducement has come out that the political party has set up a committee to investigate it. And this is the first time where we've seen the government, just mere allegations, have not cleared the people, but have recalled the appointee. So everything after the investigation is going to come out. I guess call on all people in Ayawaso East, all members of the NDC in the Greater Accra region to come together in unison. Let's storm Ayawaso East constituency and let's propagate the good message of the NDC and Honorable Baba Jamal. And let's ensure that we widen the gap that we have.
Likely to go forward.
2024. The election is coming up. The election is coming up on March 3rd. The NPP on the grounds campaigning. I've seen their incoming people. Those incoming and potentials on the grounds having their campaign. So I'm telling you that all members of the NDC Greater Accra, everybody in the Ayawaso East, we've had a very friendly contest. Let's come together in unison. Hajia Minam, Chairman Alabi, Baba Jamal, Dr. Zito, let's go on the grounds and campaign and campaign well.
He understands that.
To ensure that Baba Jamal wins. To ensure that Baba Jamal wins and wins convincingly. This is the first time. I support the candidature of the NDC. Baba Jamal is the candidate.
Your party is calling for
proud to the time.
If the re-election goes on again,
and Baba Jamal doesn't win,
how have you ever seen that the NDC statement is clear? It's the majority caucus are calling for the annulment.
Yeah.
But the party is clear. They say we are setting up an investigating committee.
So what does
the investigation says that anybody has done anything wrong, the party will tell us the punishment not be meted out to the person. As of now, we have a candidate elect. And we know that
until all those processes
are done, I'm saying that as a member of Greater Accra and an aspiring communication officer of the region, I'm calling on everybody in Greater Accra who's an NDC member everybody in Ayawaso East, a constituency executive, former executives, and all the aspirants. Let's come together in unison. Let's storm Ayawaso East and let's support the candidate that was declared and make sure that we widen the gap between the NDC and the NPP. Because NDC has talked a lot of there is no establishment candidate. There is no establishment candidate.
So I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised.
I'll come to you. You finish.
I'll be very surprised. I'll be very surprised if the Totobi Kwate-led committee come out with any different finding that from that of the.
You're concluding before the investigation.
No, I'm saying that. I'll be very surprised.
But you're concluding.
But don't just taking me a decision. All right? Okay.
The investigations are not being held.
Let's wait for
Even you are assessing. If you are assessing that some people got the TV after voting, it's wrong.
I like that.
If you are assessing that some people got the TV after voting,
okay.
So let's wait for investigation.
I'm very surprised that
let's wait for
at the end of the day, the what do you call Totobi Kwate-led committee
I was there, you're not there.
Okay,
let's wait for
that of the majority. Because what then the picture will be is that there's a disconnect between the legislature who are representing the party and the party itself. You understand my point? Because I think they have to work with, and you did justice to that when he said that when it comes to the party, there's a party, okay, which has a court attached to the 8 members in parliament, which is the legislature, and which also had another a court tied to the executive, which is President Mahama's presidency. You understand? And I'm saying that now that the majority in parliament, who are members of the NDC, okay, who are political animals like Baba Jamal, who Baba Jamal is seeking to go and join, are saying that the way you are conducting yourself, we don't even want you as part of that.
Because you are not an
but I said they are quite far on it.
Because it's not an established candidate.
Let's wait for the investigation. Let's wait for the investigation report.
If the majority in parliament,
let's wait for the report.
What I'm saying is,
so let's wait for the you and I. Let's wait for it. So we'll come back here.
Yes,
I'm sure
that's what I'm saying.
He has convinced me to.
We'll come back.
But my point is that let's all condemn what was openly done. It's not fair.
I think the majority of us have done this.
We've all condemned.
Most of the conversations.
But I see because yes.
Listen.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it from, let's not lose sight of the ball. That has got to do with the established candidate.
Yeah, I see that. All of them are saying it across all media.
No, let him finish. He allowed you guys to talk, so
please.
No, but ask
please.
No.
What's your problem?
Our time is up.
Listen, now Ghanaians have seen the hypocrisy of the current administration with regards to if we don't like you, whatever we do, the forces must come against. That is what has been established in this whole process. And I think the good people of that constituency should be able to appreciate. Please, what is your problem? Should be able to appreciate from the point that what they are now seeking for is to go back to the NPP.
There's nothing wrong having
as simple as that.
Candidate.
It's to go back to the NPP. Now, if individuals cannot have an independent mind in choosing their own leader, but to kowtow to an establishment, then it tells how we are dragging.
But that's what you are describing is what happened in your family.
Basically, they should use that basis to punish the NPP and give back power to the NPP in terms of parliament. That is what they should do.
Your microphones are off. I've been talking to you.
All the forces come against you. What are the politics?
I've been talking to you, Mettle-Nunoo. I've been thanks to Osenkufi for joining me this morning. I've been thanking to Dr. Asante, and also I've been thanking to for joining me this morning on the show. And let's say a big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise and also Kwa Natural Fugees for making it possible for us to have this flash this morning here on Prime Morning. I sat in for Rosalind Fairley, who's unwell, but hopefully she'll be joining you guys very soon. But I'm saying a big thank you to all of you also for joining us with your comments, and we appreciate them.